and welcome to 264 with Rohil. And today in the second edition, we'll be talking about what happened at the Indian Premier League auctions. Which team made the best combinations, which player had ignited the bidding war out there, who was the surprise package, and how under 19 players ruled the auctions. And in the last segment, we'll be having a very special guest with us. So let's see. Now we'll be talking about who was the costliest buy at the Indian Premier League auctions. It was Ben Stokes. He was sold for 12.5 crores to Rajasthan Royals. The most expensive Indian player was Jaydev Unatkar. He was sold for 11.5 crores to Rajasthan Royals. And the surprise package was Geoffrey Archer. He's a big bash star. He's been performing everywhere, wherever he goes in the T20 world. And then he was sold for 7.2 crores to Rajasthan Royals yet again. Can Rajasthan Royals be the dark horses in the IPL 2018? But what was the most shocking part in the auction was no one had bid for Chris Gayle apart from Kings 11 Punjab. So the big question here is, will Chris Gayle be able to perform and prove the other franchises wrong? Let's see. India recently won the Under-19 Cricket World Cup for the fourth time, and the stars of the show have been bought by different franchises. Kamlesh Nagarkoti, Shubman Gill and Shivam Mavi have been sold to Kolkata Knight Riders, and KKR have spent a whooping amount of total 8 crore rupees on them, while Prithvi Shaw and Manjot Kalra have been sold to different franchises. But the big question is, will they be able to be an impact in the IPL 2018? Will the investment be good? We'll be discussing everything with our expert in the next segment. So today we have a very special guest with us. He's a sports journalist and has covered sports all around the world, and now he's a cricket expert. Mr. Vedanshu Kumar.
Thank you, Rohil.
Sir, sir, thank you so much for being on the show. We're very delighted to have you.
It's a pleasure always being on your show.
Sir, which team do you think is the most balanced side in the IPL 2018?
See, after the latest round of auctions and the teams that we see, you may say that the SRH, the Hyderabad side, is a very strong side led by a mercurial captain in David Warner. You may also look at the Mumbai Indians and say that Rohit Sharma, wonderful captain, Mumbai Indians have won the IPL 3 times. Then they have the Pandya brothers. Their bowling looks awesome. Uh,
Got even Lewis as well now.
Yes, even Lewis is there. But I think the side to beat this time, at least on paper, it is Chennai Super Kings. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is back, and then the kind of stars that he has picked, just look at it. Ravindra Jadeja, Suresh Raina, Kedar Jadhav, Ambati Raidu. So their batting looks absolutely packed. And then they have very good spin bowling options. In fact, 5 or 6 spinners they've got. Harbhajan Singh is there. Deepak Chahar is there. Imran Tahir is there.
Yes,
Michel Santner is there.
that.
Yeah, and even the pace department, you have Shane Watson and Dwayne Bravo and others who could all bat as well. So this team is really deep, and to me, they look a very dangerous side.
So, but do you not think that CSK has focused more on experience and loyalty than having youngsters in their side?
But that's very fine. I mean, league cricket is about loyalty. It is about building your core, and these are the players who have had long terms. I mean, very long beneficial relation with the team, and so they already know the system. And also remember that CSK is making a comeback after 2 years, so they would have had the trusted war horses rather than going for new players. So I think it's a good move, and they have gone for horses for courses. All these players are well proven one in the shortest format, and I think they have
They're
been
a very
wise.
strong side.
Very
Bravo.
strong side, very strong side. They bat deep. They have got lots of options, and do not forget they have got Mahendra Singh Dhoni behind the stumps.
Oh yes, they do have. So, do you think RCB will miss the star trio Gale, Kohli, and De Villiers?
They have to any team. Why RCB? Any team which had in the lineup, uh, including Gale and Kohli,
Star
and
players, all of them.
yeah, top three. If you had to pick your team and you wanted to write down 3 names, these are the first 3 names for any 2020 team that you would write. So RCB did right, I mean, immensely well in having these players. But the problem was that these players were not delivering. You see that despite having them, RCB has been one of the laggards in the tournament, and so something had to give way, and it has given way in such a way.
In previous year, they got bowled out in 49 runs.
Yes, and so when you look at side which bats as deep, and then you have got such poor performances. They also had KL Rahul in the previous seasons, who was doing very well as a batsman, also keeper batsman. But then somehow the team combination was not working, and the team did not look like as a cohesive unit, which was reflecting on the results.
So, who do you think is the ideal person to captain Kolkata Knight Riders?
Oh, that's a good question, because Kolkata Knight Riders, I think they have not been as wise as they could have been in this series. they have left Gautam Gambhir, an influential captain who was
Well,
doing.
that's good for Delhi Daredevils.
That's good for, yes. Kolkata's loss is Delhi's gain. But Gambhir had actually made the side into one unit. They were playing well, and the balance was right. But suddenly with Gambhir gone, and the logic that they are putting in is that Gambhir in the, uh, I mean, in his mid 30s or approaching mid 30s, is not the perfect player to take them forward, going forward. So they would now look. They'll struggle to pick a captain now because all their foreign recruits, whether you look at Sunil Narine or someone else, they may not be a regular in the side, and you like to have an Indian captain in the side of Kolkata. And so I think they're left with only two choices: Dinesh Karthik and Uthappa.
Yes.
And Uthappa, because again his performances in the last seasons, and then he knows the team inside out. I think he's the man to go for.
For sure, sir. So, how much expectations are there from the under 19 star? They've just won the World Cup, beating the mighty Australians.
Lot of expectation, and now, in fact, it is the KKR which has picked, I think, three or four of them.
Yes, they
including
spent a whooping amount of 8 crore rupees on three youngsters.
And they hope that this pays back. And these youngsters are very talented, no doubt about it. But they are still on the learning curve. Under 19, they're still on the learning curve, and they still will get even better players from now on. So yes, KKR has invested a lot on them, and these players, even Prithvi Shaw. I mean, these are the players of the future, and
Great caliber, yes.
IPL will test them and hone their skills very well. So yes, I think when they rub shoulders with the likes of Gales and the De Villiers and Faf du Plessis,
And they'll get to learn a lot.
I'm sure they'll learn a lot.
Perfect. So, Kings 11 Punjab and Delhi Daredevils, they have never won a tournament in 10 years. Do you think they'll be able to bounce back after 10 years, having an entirely new side?
You hope so, because the Delhi Daredevils used to look a very strong side in the initial years. Yes, and then, but then they just faded off. And last couple of seasons also they've started well, but then the second half goes for a toss. So I think there is an issue with the Delhi Daredevils. Their balance is a problem. But with Gautam Gambhir in the side, maybe I think he brings that local support, the cheer, and that I mean that rub of the green will work for them. For Punjab side, uh, I think Punjab again is a classical case in which you don't seem to have the balance, right? You may have some very good batsmen in the likes of Millers and others, but somehow the balance of the side was not right.
Yes.
And that's why they have
was
struggled.
not performing.
They have struggled. Yes, so Chris Gale, they hope Chris Gale performs, and then they also got Ravi Ashwin. So a couple of good buys, I would say. Punjab has done this time, and they'll hope that Yuvraj Singh and others will.
So, who do you think will lead the side then? Ashwin or Yuvraj Singh?
It has to be Yuvraj Singh. It has to be Yuvraj Singh. He's the local boy. He knows, and he's a proven performer. And Ashwin, depending on how Ashwin bowls, because last season also we saw that he was not a very. I mean,
he was struggling last season.
And he was not the starter in the playing 11. So, looking that also, I think. But the interesting thing is that Ashwin, in fact, has also developed his leg spin in the Vijay.
He's bowling a few.
Vijay Hazare Trophy is bowling leg spin. So
yes.
He's a very competitive cricketer. I'm sure he'll come good. But for captaincy, Yuvraj Singh.
So Chris Gale, he has been a record holder. He's been scoring runs everywhere he goes. He's the highest runs, best average, best strike rate. But apart from Kings 11, no one thought he's worthy of a buy.
Wow. That was a shocker. I mean, while Jaydev Nadkat was one of the shocker who got such
11.5 crores. Rajasthan
amazing money, and I wish all the best for this young bowler. And Chris Gale, he must be like wondering what is happening, because just few weeks ago in the Bangladesh Premier League, he just gave a very big statement that he's the best batsman in the shortest format, and he can say that because he has the records. He's the first centurion in this shortest format, and he has had tremendous successes, centuries all over the world. Even in Test cricket, I was discussing with you that day, he hit. I mean, the first runs in a Test cricket were for six. So this kind of a player with so much of impact in him, I'm sure Chris Gale has that the mojo in him to win 3 or 4 matches.
He will perform hopefully this time.
And maybe he may like this kind of wicket where it is slightly more skiddy. It comes on and he can just stand and deliver.
Yes. So Sunrisers Hyderabad and Rajasthan Royals, they've got 2 foreign captains, David Warner and Steve Smith. Do you think they can be the dark horses because they've got the best of buys this time?
Sunrisers definitely not a dark horses. They're one of the strong contenders because always on the top 2-3 they have been, and they've won 2016 also. And top it all with David Warner, who's doing amazing. as a captain, as a batsman, top of the order, and Shikhar Dhawan is also there. So very influential captain, David Warner. I expect Sunrisers to do well once again. Rajasthan Royals, maybe if not the dark horses, they definitely may be the unheard or surprise packet in the side, because the combination is such.
They've got the two most expensive buys, Ben
Yeah.
Stokes and
Ben
Unatkar.
Stokes, how can, yes, and how can one forget? So I mean, again, they were also outside of this league for 2 years, so the hunger was there, and Ben Stokes is a brilliant guy.
He's a match winner.
He's a match winner. He was missed in the Ashes.
Yes.
In fact, lots of English press.
Even in the ODI series, he
the
was
English,
dropped.
yeah, the English press was writing that they didn't do so well in the Test matches because of Ben Stokes, and not only Test matches, he brings character to the side. He brings the spunk, the fighting, the aggressiveness to the side, which Rajasthan Royals, and in a captain Steven Smith, who, if he occupies crease, then it is very difficult to dislodge. So I think they have got the foreign buys is good enough. Whether the youngsters will deliver in the Rajasthan Royals is something we have to watch out for.
Hopefully they win this time. So Mumbai Indians have a very strong side. They're the defending champions. They won the tournament thrice. I guess Rohit Sharma is having a record of being the best captain.
Yeah.
But this time they are missing the key wicket keeper.
Yes, you may say so. They have, I mean, if you look at the squad, they have Aditya Tare,
and they have
Ishan
Kishan.
Ishan Kishan, I think, is their first choice, and he's also likely to open the batting and he's also a boy for the future. Even the Indian team have him in their back.
And very expensive.
Very expensive because he's had those performances. He can bat well and he can hit those huge boundaries.
Make full use of the power play.
Yes, he can make full use of the power play, and he's a decent wicket keeper. Again, learning in the learning stage. So I think if in 2020 cricket, we want, our teams rather want a keeper who can bat more than decent, and Ishan fits that bill.
Perfect, sir. So who do you actually support from your heart? Who do you think will win the title this time?
Being a Delhiite, I always support Delhi.
Go Delhi.
Go Delhi, but midway they perform so bad that it looks like, oh my god, what's happening? Somehow Chennai Super Kings is the team, because I think in the last 10 or 11 years of IPL, the only team which has built their franchisee in terms of their brand value. I think Chennai, they have done the best. Yes. They have done the best. You can identify the players, you can identify the yellow jersey, and with a great captain in MS Dhoni, I think they are a side which I enjoy seeing them play.
So hope Russell Podu rocks this time. Thank you so much, sir, for being on the show.
Thank you, Rohil.
It was a pleasure to have you, and thank you, audience, and stay tuned for more on 264 with Rohil.